Can we just clarify the time again? I just want to make sure everyone knows what the
passion of cooking. The passion of cooking, Bo Safekin.
You know, being in San Francisco, I have noticed that every time I take a woman out, you're kind of stuck doing one thing. You're always at a restaurant. And I've been sitting there wondering, golly, why am I sitting here at a restaurant at $20 a plate, $10 a drink, then you have on top of that an 18% tip and a 2% health insurance thing? What's up with that? Who wants to do this, right? None of this is fun. So what I really thought back was my roots. My roots is cooking. I was an assistant cooking person over at a college. You know, I basically helped at a culinary school all the way through college. That's how I got free food, and then also got to hang out with a bunch of folk that love cooking. And it was that passion that I really lost when I've been here in San Francisco, oddly enough, because there's 2,500 different restaurants all over the place. So what I wanted to do is reinvigorate everyone to have the passion to cook for yourself, and more importantly, to do it for way less than $20 a plate. So I'm going to give you one recipe anybody can do. Everybody. You, maybe you. Who can do this? It's going to be an easy pasta and sausage dish. Homemade noodles, homemade sauce, everything. So let's get rocking and rolling. Whee! So you got to start out. You want to make handmade noodles. Handmade noodles are not as hard as you think. How many people can take 3 ingredients, mix them together? Everyone can make noodles. All you need to have is a couple. You got to get yourself a stand mixer to help you out. You put in 2 cups of flour, in this case semolina, always semolina flour. Then you throw in an egg, depending, maybe 2 eggs, depending if they're really big eggs. And then you toss it down just a little bit of water, but just enough to get the consistency right. It'll be working and working and working. Don't do it too much, otherwise you're going to get stringy, rubbery noodles. You're going to get about the consistency just to pull a fist. Then after you're done with that, you just put that guy, take the wad of dough out, put it in a saran wrap, toss that in the fridge. This is called rehydration. What you're doing is letting all those flour molecules soak up all that water, and you'll come out with perfectly buttery, wonderful noodles. Really easy is just to do gnocchi with it if you can. You can just roll it out in a big snake, chop it up into little bits, and you get these little nuggets. We're going to put those aside right now because we've got other things to do. We've got to make that sauce. And to do that, we're going to get some cherry tomatoes. We're going to slice all those guys in half, sprinkle a little salt on that, a little bit of olive oil, then toss a little bit of oregano, maybe a little bit of Italian parsley, the wide stuff, not the other stuff, not the canned stuff. No one likes canned stuff. You're going to let that simmer for about 200 degrees in an oven for maybe 15, 20, depends, and just keep a look. You want to have it wilted, but slightly wilted, but nice and juicy. Because what you're going to do is you're going to use your food processor. You're going to grind all that together. Maybe again. Yeah, here we go, another round of the food processor. So, but you want little chunkies because no one likes baby food. We like human adult food. So you're going to put that aside for right now. And then what we got to do is we got to roll up and we got to get cooking. We got to get some peppers and onions and maybe some form of meat. Because let's be honest, no one likes vegetarians. Put that stuff right at the bottom there. You're going to get it grilling. You're going to get a nice sauce. Oh, you're going to get some oil, get that peppers happening, get some onions. Then you're going to toss in, if you're really, really good, a little pancetta, and then, get those juices going. Right, so now you've got these wonderful caramelized, juicy, tasty onions. All right, now you're going to take all this vegetation, dump it in a pot, and then you're going to put it in the bottom there. So you're going to mix it all together, and you want to put that lid on, because you don't want to have to worry about all the water getting out. You're making sauce here, you're not making a reduction. Okay, so now what we got to do is, remember all that handmade gnocchi we made? All that handmade gnocchi? We got to boil some water first. Get that thing ripping. You want to have the consistency of salt water. So nobody in their right mind here boils water with no salt, correct? Because if you do, I'm not eating at your house. You salt the pasta before. So you put the water, then you put the pasta in there. Good trick for you. Have you ever heard the one where they say put a little bit of oil on the top so that way they don't stick? No, it's so that way you break the surface tension on the water and you don't get the foam that pops up and rips all over your oven. Because let's be honest, you're cooking for a young lady or a young man, you don't want to have the funky Bernie smell of starch coming off and wafting through the house. So we have this rocket. Remember, these are handmade gnocchi. Everyone's doing it. We all made it, our own noodles, but they only take between 3 or 4 minutes. The way to check this is, do they float? Yes, they float. So then all you got to do, when they float, take it out, boom. Put a little bit of, you want to retain just a slight bit of the water, because otherwise you're going to lose all the wonder that in the starch kind of helps to bind everything together and keep it a little bit moist. Then you take that sauce you got, you open the lid, and then you put a little bit of the sauce. You don't want to use this, so don't do this maneuver. Don't dump the pasta in the sauce, because it'll get what? Soggy. Exactly. I got 2 chefs in the room. It'll get soggy, nasty, and then you get this mushy kind of consistency. It's almost like mashed potatoes. And let's be honest, folk, all right? It's just funky that way. So keep it separate. Make sure that you got those gnocchi, put them in a plate, arrange it nice, shove it in the middle. Take a little bit of a ladle, scoop that boy on there a little bit. Fresh Parmesan Reggiano right on the top. Now, how much do you think something like this would cost you? $10, $20, $50? You could do this whole thing for $5. $5. If you really pushed it and you knew where to go, you could do it. Because you got to use creativity. One other thing that'll save you a little money, you can skimp and get the good wine that looks good wine, but it's only like $10. Fill that bad boy up in a glass, and no one will even know the difference. They don't care about the label. Say, oh yeah, it's Brut Le Hon, you know, 2000 whatever. Or here is the restaurant trick. You put it in a wine carafe, so there's no bottle. And anybody will believe that it's good wine if they don't know what they're actually tasting for, and 99.9% of the people in San Francisco don't. So, you put that in a carafe, and then at the end you say, dear, here's some wonderful handmade gnocchis type thing with some sauce on the top, fresh cheese, some quality wine, and then you should have yourself a cheap dinner for less than $10 total, but you did it from your heart, because the passion of cooking is within you all. All you need to do is try. Thank you very much.